Jaime, what's the latest with? So it's now the 16th of July. This investigation with the Nasca Mummies has been going on for over a year now. I was with you in April last year when it all started kicking off, and I've been following it along with you regularly. You've been sort of telling me what's happening. But as you know, I'm speaking at this conference here in Glastonbury, and the audience would love to know what the latest is with your investigations. So if you could tell us that, it'd be great. Thanks.
Yes, Gary. We're very close to have the final results from the DNA analysis, and I mean the fullest report. This is going to be a very in-depth analysis, 50 layers, which is probably one of the best possibles that can be done, and we expect to have results that are going to be indisputable, irrefutable. Because up until now, there are so many people who wants to become protagonists by attacking this case.
Yeah.
And they don't have a single evidence to prove that this case is not real. I can tell you, my friend, because I was there, because I had these bodies in my hands, because I saw them when they were almost extracted, I mean, recently extracted before we arrived. And we saw them complete, and we thought from the very beginning that they were no hoaxes, and they were real. And you have to remember that a real expert, a forensic expert from the Mexican Navy, the head of the forensic department of the Navy went with us. A biologist went with us. Scientists from Peru were there. And all of them agree, after seeing the x-rays and the CAT scans, that these bodies were real, they were not faked. I am surprised that some people now are telling the people, especially in Britain, that the case is a hoax. I don't know how can they prove that if they are not experts, if they didn't take any expert with them, and besides, as we know, this team, the Sohar TV team that went to England to make the analysis, and supposedly they sent the DNA to be tested in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka are saying that this is not true, that they didn't do any analysis. Then what is happening here? Are some people being paid to tell that this case is not real? You know? That's what I can tell you, but we're very, very close. It has taken a very long time. Also, I want to comment on the results from the St. Petersburg University, which depends on the National Academy of Science of Russia, and also the analysis we made in Mexico last year that were very preliminary, not comparable to the ones that we are doing right now. But we found something similar in both analyses. They said that they found that the bodies were just 25% human. They could explain the rest. Probably it's contamination, but you cannot say that the full 75% is contaminated, especially because these bodies come from a cave with diatomaceous earth, which is antifungus, is antibacterial, anti-insects. You couldn't have a body in a better place than this to preserve it without contamination. Then we have just to wait to see the end. But I can tell you that if these bodies are just 75% human, then you have, 25% human, 75% unknown. Then probably these are hybrids. And that's what we think, Gary.
That's what you think?
Yes.
Okay.
We think it's not just me, it's all the scientists that have been really participating in this. Because other than these scientists, there is no other that has been close to the bodies and taken analysis there. The group from England that went to the site, they are not scientists, they are not experts, and they cannot have any kind of opinion if that's what they want. It's just protagonism.
Yeah. And we see this, all the time in any subject involved in anything which is considered paranormal. We have a load of people that jump forward and initially say it's a hoax, it's this, it's that, and the other. And basically, from what I've seen, you've made it clear from the beginning that this would be properly investigated and that results would be revealed as they were ongoing, which is exactly what you've done. Right from the start, as results have been published, you've come forward and said, this is what we've found so far. And you've been clear, as far as I can see, where you've been clear about stating what you know and what you're speculating. You're speculating it could be a hybrid, but you're clear that you've got these results in the DNA, which shows 25%.
Absolutely. And let me tell you why we think it's a hybrid. You have to remember that in January, the results from the DNA analysis and the testing to the Paracas skulls, the elongated skulls, it came out as a scientific evidence, facts, supported by different scientists, that these heads were natural. They were not done by humans. This is not little childs with deformed heads. They were born that way. It means that this is a different species, probably a different human being. That is possible. It's possible. But we could also, and speculating, we could have here a hybrid, because these elongated heads were not just in Peru. They were in Mexico, and they were also in Egypt and in other places around the world. It seems like someone, probably it is, probably somebody else, I don't know, created these creatures that were smarter than normal to help develop civilization of human beings. You have many mysteries. You have Tiahuanaco, Pumapunku. You have Sacsayhuaman in Peru. You have in Mexico, Teotihuacan, Chichen Itza, the Mayans. And you found descriptions of people with elongated heads. You have also to remember that in January, when the results of the Paracas schools were given, they told us that the foramen magnum, which is the hole in the head that joins the spine to your head, those creatures is half an inch back.
Right.
It's a centimeter and a half back. You cannot do that without killing the individual.
Right.
It means that they were born exactly that way. Something very important too, they found that they had blood A positive that comes from the Middle East, and they were in the DNA was related also to the Middle East. This made me look to the Sumerian legends that speak about hybrids that were created. And that's a possibility now. What if they are humans and at the same time they are not? How are we going to react to that?
Well, this is how we are reacting to it right now. How the reaction of this news and all other news that comes out of this nature is responded to is the basis of what I've been speaking about here at Glastonbury. Or it's all about how we respond to these phenomena. That's phenomena B.
Exactly. Because every time we do something, we are attacked with reasons or no reason, just to discredit whatever we present. And that's very, very unfortunate. I remember the Metepec case, this little creature that was found in Mexico. There were people from Channel 4, from Discovery Channel in England, that came to Mexico. And they faked, and I tell you this for sure, they faked the DNA analysis to make it look like a TT monkey.
A monkey, I remember.
And we proved with their analysis and the analysis we had that the analysis they made were not the same. And that's very unfortunate. When they can go to that length to discredit something, to make something faked. I wanted to sue them just because of the distance and the country. We didn't do it because it's very expensive for us to do it. But that was, and you know that, that was the intention, because you cannot do that. And I've seen that with the Ursi case in Italy. he records UFOs, and then people make a copy fake to add lines and things like that, just to say that this is a fake. You cannot do that.
I know. Well, you know my experience with the crop circles. Every year we hear the same old stuff, and the argument goes round and round in circles. It's man-made, it's a hoax, it's a fake, it's a fraud, it's a liar. It creates enough smoke so that people sort of step back.
Exactly. That's the point. Create doubts, even if they are not real. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, it's exactly like Mr. Donald Trump acts.
Yeah. Fake news.
Doubts, and that's it.
Yeah.
Then you don't need anything else to do. Just create a little doubt. You know, from the very beginning, the archaeologists, anthropologists from Peru, they attacked me that I faked them.
Yeah.
That I took the bodies to a place and we cut the fingers and we put the fingers back here.
Yeah.
How can you do that?
Well, yeah, but the thing is now, I've seen from the recent announcements that Fernando has published that are saying that that they're now taking it seriously. They're now backtracking from that in Peru.
No, they are going to, because just now, this is very important. The congressman in Peru just last week proposed to declare the mummies a national of national interest, to protect them, to declare them national monuments almost, and order the Ministry of Culture to investigate them. I cannot tell you many things that are going on, but very soon a very important institution of Peru is going to take care of them, and they're going to investigate them. There is no money behind all of this. There is just pure scientific interest, historical interest, to really get the answers to all of this.
And these, let's face it, Jaime, these, you know, the things we're dealing with here, on the one hand, are seen as a joke to a lot of people, but on the other hand, they have massive implications for the future of humanity and where we came from and how we got where we are, and big questions, the big, you know, big mysteries. It's right that we should be sceptical and proceed with skepticism and proceed with the right amount of caution. But when you've got these kinds of results, and now you've got congressmen in Lima sort of backtracking and saying, okay, we should take this on a national institution, do you feel that we're on the brink of some change here, that there's finally going to be some recognition?
I really hope so. I cannot tell you, because these people is capable of anything. They are capable to lie, to fake, to do things that are not right. But when we have these analyses that are being done in Mexico and Canada, the analysis technical is going to be done in Canada, and then the interpretation is going to be done in Mexico. But this is going to be open to anyone. We are thinking in publishing a scientific paper after we get the results, wherever they are. If they say they are not, they are just simple humans, okay. But if they say they are not, that's what I believe, then what are they going to say? That is the point. You have to remember, this creature doesn't have ears. This creature has huge eyes. It has a big mouth. The arms are so thick, like a gorilla, you know, and the 3 fingers in the hands and the feet. All of these tell you that these are different. And we didn't fake them. I put my hand, I give my honor behind all of these, you know. I'm taking a big risk here. Then you have to consider all of that. And again, people who are not doing the same, they don't have a right to say whatever they want to, just to get the attention from the public, you know?
From my own experience, I know exactly what you mean. Well,
Yes.
Thanks, Jaime. I'm sure the crowd here are going to love what you've just said. Thanks so much for your time, my friend.
My pleasure. And hello to all my British friends. I am so sorry what happened in the World Cup. I was rooting for you. Okay?
Well, thanks. I'm sure that's going to mean a lot to the people here.
Okay.
Cheers, my
Thank
friend.
you.
Cheers.
Bye.